Right, I've taken this thing apart. There's definitely an intermittent wiring problem. I've opened up so I can get to the ignition. Everything seems to be sealed. I've wiggled wires and I've tried all that shit. But in the meantime, while the going's good, I'm going to quickly start it again and give it some more carb cleaner so that that cleaning up system can carry on. Died. So why has it died? All of the wiring could the electrical fault lie in the ignition system? But it turns out the whole circuit, and this is what I don't understand, there is no power anywhere now. Don't understand it. Turn the wheel backward. Now it's got electricity again. Let's see what else we can get out of it. Nothing. Okay, so I tried down the bottom there. Let's see what happens. Oh, shit. There we go. Down there. So I'm banging on the fuel tank cover and I'm getting electricity. Just like that, the carb cleaner has stopped working. I would suggest, not that I'm a mechanic or have a bloody clue, but the fault is under this little section here. I think there's the wiring break which runs between the battery that's here and just over there. Let me show you. So really simplistic. Maybe not so simple, but anyway. Right, let's take the battery jumpers off. Now, battery normally lives in a box down there, but all of this runs down here and then down the side, down here, there, up there, and here. I can't seem to find a flaw or a fault around here with wiggling and whatever, neither here. But when I was banging down here, somewhere here in the back, in this section, is, so I keep screwing up with the camera, between there and there, I believe, is a flaw. So I guess the next job is to take these panels off so I can get to this piece of wiring, and then one needs to figure out, because I'm assuming it's alive because it kills everything, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It's either going to be a positive or a negative, but who knows. The rest of this seems okay. I've just noticed that actually cooling system has a filler cap here, but you have to disassemble so much of this bloody thing to get anywhere. Little pieces and bits and pieces everywhere. Yeah, I think when you start losing screws, you've got a problem. And either I've managed to break one, or it was broken already. It seems like it was mostly broken. Where's my finger? There, so that was already halfway off, and I managed to dislodge it when I unscrewed that. But I will try with a bit of plastic glue, something, to stick it back together before I reassemble, so that should be all right. But tons of little screws everywhere. Yeah. The other thing, of course, if this is going to get cut in half, it's got a really nice cradle frame all the way here. The fuel tank sits underneath here. That's the fuel tank cover, the filler cover. And then you've got this really strong neck, which could be welded to or used as part of the whole design for this mad thing. The other thing I quite like is that all of these plastics can go. So you can almost imagine, once you've relocated the shocks, because they've got to be relocated somehow, either put stronger ones in or tilt them forward. But I would think getting shorter shocks with a decent damping rate to lower that level, because that's the highest point. I'm assuming there's a steel pipe that runs as part of the frame up top here, and then that's probably the main sort of structural member. But to get this profile low, all of those plastics can go. All of this can go right up there, which means you're dropping it by a good 350 millimeters, at least the height. Lowering all of that, if you then attach that to the front and you put, I don't know, 12-inch, maybe 13-inch wheels in the front, a pair of those, and a front structure, yeah, it could work. And of course people will say to me, why don't you just buy one of those little 3-wheel scooters? Because that's too easy. I think that's the important thing. But the engine seems to run really well, but there is a wiring problem, and I think that's underneath there. So I'm going to probably start investigating now. I may as well unscrew everything. What I should have done, although I might just do it, is move all these screws, because I've left the screws in little piles everywhere. They sort of make sense to my very simple brain. Move all of that in there so that it's out the weather if the weather should kick off. Mickey might come walking through and crash through everything, but one will hope that he doesn't. So yeah, I think that down there is where the problem lies, I think. We'll see. Get back to you in a bit. the front end, as I say, I think structurally, from a height point of view and changing the whole profile of this thing, should be able to get it a lot lower.